Good evening, dear members, prize guests, dear presidents of the Rotary Catania Nord, Piero Maenza, and of the Rotaract, Antonino Valenti. Today is a special day because we are gathered here to recognize the achievements of the program A Sweat for a Smile and the solidarity displayed by the members of the Rotary and of the Rotaract. We named this evening event with the motto of the Three Musketeers, one for all and all for one, because we believe that it summarizes the definition of solidarity. Through the course of the program A Sweat for a Smile, I had the opportunity to observe the work of all volunteers, and I must say that it filled me with joy and also hope for a better future. The reason is that I saw in this favor the essence of a better society. This essence, what I believe is the backbone of a better society, is solidarity with a capital S. And beware that there is an essential difference between charity and solidarity. Charity is from top down. It can be humiliating for those who receive it. The implicit relationship of power between those who receive and those who give is never called into question. It is what I call the socioeconomic asymmetry. Solidarity is much more important for a better society. Solidarity is horizontal, symmetrical, and takes place among equals. It lays the foundation for a relationship of mutual trust, fair, open, and transparent, based on collaboration and reciprocal help. Notice that I said reciprocal help, because it is true that in the project Rowing for Down People, we give our time, our expertise, and know-how, but they return a smile, which is fulfilling and witness of a relation which dissipates diversities. During our training, we place the ergometers in a circle, which is reminiscent of our rotary symbol. And this in turn may be considered a metaphor for this symmetry of relations. As professionals, we must be aware of structural, cognitive, or socioeconomic asymmetries and always avoid taking advantage of them for our own benefit. This represents a premise to obtain cooperation among fellow beings and social progress. When we lose the compass, let us remember our wheel. Let us consider now the smile that these people display to thank us for our work. Here are our Down athletes participating in the program A Sweat for a Smile. Athletes and Rotarians volunteers exercising together, and then again more relations between Rotarian, members of the Rotaract, Down people, all working together. In this slide, we see on the left the volunteers from the Rotaract, and on the right the Down athletes exercising all together. And here we have on the right the president of the Rotaract and one of the members of the Rotaract helping a Down athlete. And more expression of solidarities among members of the Rotaract and Down athletes. Using some video clips, I will try now to give you an insight on how the indoor rowing lesson is conducted. The lesson begins always with a starter song to set up the mood. To render fitness attractive, exercises are done with music in an atmosphere relaxed and festive. And here, other example on how music is used to enhance the fitness experience. And obviously, there is the indoor rowing done also with music, and we can see that down people follow the repetitive tasks involved in this sport without any problems and willingly. At the end of the train, we finish holding hands and making a circle. This is to establish contact among the athletes and foster a sense of team and cooperation. Again, the wheel of the rotary comes to mind. And finally, our athletes donating us a smile. However, music, smiles, and praises are certainly very important but not enough. Everything can and should be measured. Lord Kelvin said, "When you can measure what you are speaking about and express it in numbers, you know something about it. But when you cannot measure it, when you cannot express it in numbers, your knowledge is of a meager and unsatisfactory kind. It may be the beginning of knowledge, but you have scarcely in your thoughts advanced to the state of science, whatever the matter may be." For this reason, we have taken quantitative measurements of our program. Here, our volunteers, members of the Rotary and Rotaract, helping to collect attendance records, demographics, and other relevant variables. This slide shows the number of volunteers per lesson. On average, we have 7 plus or minus 3.8 volunteers, with a minimum of 4 and a maximum of 15 volunteers. This slide shows the type and number of volunteers. The first column shows the volunteers from the Rotary. There are 6 members for 3% of the overall pool, donating 18 hours. The second column shows the members of the Rotaract. There are 7, 32% of the overall pool, donating 16 hours. And also there are volunteers, non-Rotarians, 4 of them, donating 8 hours. This slide shows the number of volunteers by Rotary clubs. The first column shows the Rotary Catania Nord, donating 2 volunteers, 1% of the pool, for a total of 4 hours. Second column, Catania Nord, donating 4 volunteers for a total of 7% of the pool and 14 hours of volunteering work. Catania Est, Aci Castello and Catania Sud as yet have not provided volunteers. This table shows the volunteering work of the Rotaract Catania Nord over 7 lessons There were 7 volunteers, 32% of the overall pool. The average volunteer per lesson, 2.8, plus or minus 1.5. Total hours volunteering work, 16. Average hour per volunteer, 2 hours and 40 minutes. We also collect cardiovascular parameters and results of endurance tests. And here we see members of the Rotary, Rotaract, collecting these data. I'm taking blood pressure and heart rate. All data are collected in an Excel spreadsheet. This slide shows the results of the heart rate for the group of Down athletes. The average heart rate is 88 plus or minus 7, compared with a group of non-Down athletes where the heart rate is 71 plus or minus 7. This difference is statistically significant. This slide shows the results for the systolic blood pressure. In the Down athletes, blood pressure was 129 plus or minus 13, and in the non-Down, 120 plus or minus 15. This difference did not reach statistical significance. We also collect data on endurance and fitness, so we test the distance the athlete can row over a minute, and this video clip shows everybody is a winner, and thanks to the presence of an officer of the Italian Rowing Federation, we were able to provide the athletes with the official guidance of the Federation.
Questa è tua, te la sei guadagnata, complimenti, bravissimo, allora vinci, complimenti,
And at the end, the group photo. This slide shows the results of this test. We see that the Down athletes, on average, in 1 minute, do 155 meters plus or minus 43, with the shortest 75 meters, the longest 210 meters. There is, however, a lot of work yet to be done. We need first to have qualitative measurements. Create quality of life questionnaires to apply to Down people, to families and volunteers to evaluate our program. We also need to move the program from the indoor rowing to the water rowing. To do this, we need to raise funds, and this is one of the initiatives, a party organized with music and a dance in order to raise some funds to buy boats. And here we have one of our athletes, Jonathan, who wholeheartedly thanks all the instructors, all the Rotary and all the Rotaract members and the non-Rotary members for volunteering their work. I would like to conclude saying that sport is passion, indoor rowing and down people is emotion. Thank you very much.